A red sky blooms, a shroud of heat and light that blankets all that deign to endure it. This deity glisters, a delusional artifice. It's a leviathan, an old god to be worshipped and feared, a pox on the non-believer, a violent puppet master rendering your body a vessel, a tool for their own ends, reducing you to little more than a mass of bone and sinew, and all for what? Do you hear that? The immortal ignition switch. The world is a powder keg long since combusted, oceans ablaze at the drop of a pin, and all for an extra few digits on digital. It used to be green, and before that silver. Now it only exists in principle. An agreement, nay, a collusion between giants. The eternal hand clenched round the neck of the earth is a dragon sat upon a hoard of burning gold. Plumes erupt from concrete cylinders, a pressure switch for a peculiar man-made ill, a reverse phoenix, an omen long ignored. The sky is on fire! Can't you see it? Can't you feel the air turn to sludge? Does not the ground feel torrid underfoot? The residents of Hades long for you to join them. The hot breath of a starving beast bears down on you. It hungers. We serve. Action needed, an urgency unlike any other. We must fight, and we must do so right now. But why would anyone dream for better when those with the power to effect change are stuck to the stars? A gaze fixated on a distant world that simply cannot exist. A fiction brought to life in infant minds as their bellies swell and their gobs wrench, tucking into your entrails greedily the ones they gripped and squeezed and pulled out of you without so much as a "do you mind?" How can anything come back from that brink? How do we fight an enemy with no face? An opponent blessed with the absence of morality who traded themselves in for a more potent evil? It's a leviathan, a gargantuan serpent built up and reinforced by a cultic thrall. Cowards, for sure, but that most dangerous kind. The one with their hands in the pockets of so many, even those who arrogantly call themselves allies. And that's just it, isn't it? We can't rely on anyone but ourselves. We can't effect change except within our own pockets of air, and still we must cling to the things that matter in this life and the next. Hold dear your brethren, cling to their heaving bosom. Feel comfort in knowing that they live still, that there is a joy to be clawed back from the abyss, a reason to carry on. We can find warmth in the frost of the heat. We can discover our most humble and human form of rebellion at the apex of the world's end. We can create within our microscopic works a familial tie that will outlast the dying of the light. We are here. We exist. That has to be enough for now. Awaken, please, O venerated spirit. Draw open thine eyes and let air escape thine lungs as you enter into the world anew. You feel different this cycle, don't you? Your joints feel stiff, your mind cloudy. There's a sense of what was and what will be, but not what is. Is it even possible in this state to exist in the now? You need fuel. You need purpose. You pull yourself greedily from the silicon tomb to breathe in the exhausts of a million lost souls. This place, this dark halo, this bent obelisk, a monument to the stars staring angrily at the face of God, an arrogant display of dominion, but dominion over whom? Today you break your back laboring for some unknown master. Tomorrow you might go in search of something more. It's hard to know what you will be capable of in the next cycle, what cosmic energy you can muster, what Goliaths you can bring to heel. A mountain can be a summit, or it can be an Ouroboros, a sequence of ever-tightening circles that stretch that next frail checkpoint out way beyond the horizon. You are dying. Your body is not your own. A pact was made and reneged on. You bartered your carapace, not your soul. But how can one function without the other? Is that other you still out there somewhere? Are you a ghost? A spirit? An incorporeal entity haunting these unhallowed spaces? Does it feel that way to you when you wake again and again, eyes open to this artificial sanctum that has become your prison? When the dice keep refusing to roll in your favor, does it not seem like something out there in the screaming vastness of space is laughing at you? A doll? A queer little artificial bug to be stamped on time and time again? Yet still you emerge each cycle, your waking state a virulent act of protest. Your presence in this world a statement of defiance against a rotten metal empire that would have you reduced to atoms before they gave you even an ounce of yourself. Wake up, sleeper. The struggle is not yours alone. Find in this place a kinship that will steel you against what's to come. There is something out there that should be yours and yours alone. A small pocket of autonomy that they can never take from you. Wake up, sleeper. With each cycle, with each roll of the dice, we draw out the best of our strength to bring meaning to our mottled existence. A smile, a song, a light beam scattered out into infinity. Wake up, sleeper. There's always the next cycle. There's always the next you. This war is not one fought in motion, but instead in frames. You grip the rungs as you pull the ladder up with you, pushing yourself towards the piercing heavens of this colossal Babel, this entrenched, stale mausoleum built to extract from you everything you hold dear. Wake up, sleeper, until your last artificial breath, until your final whirring motion, until your ultimate conscious thought. There's already one place that they can never reach you. Why not strive for one more? I miss you. You're not really gone, but we might as well be eras apart. This world we've made for ourselves doesn't sit right with me anymore. The colours seem off, the sounds unnatural. Where once there was clarity, now there is little more than silence. Objects seem strange. I'm not quite sure what they're meant to be all of the time. A chair, a lamp, a portrait of some historical consequence. They've all been reduced to scrap in my mind. A melange of earth and rust that must be chipped away at every time. It turns out man can be an island, but it's no life. Not really. A withered grey existence moving from one day to the next. A man, a god, a wretched soul left staring evermore into a rock pool, longing for a reflection to glance back. I miss you. I miss your face. I miss your laugh and the way you hold yourself and the way you held me. I see you every day, out in that lonely homestead stranded by the flood. Who would have thought that the end of the world would be so taunting, so cheap? An ugly joke left to gather silence, an echoed punchline that just doesn't really fit. The devil makes work for idle hands, but there's not much going on down here. Plenty of time to stare longingly, plenty of time to be haunted by how close you are and how impossible it is to reach you. My arms, they're just a little too short. My legs, they don't move as quickly as I want. This island is ever-changing, built to flood and drought, a shifting marble pouch of memory I am desperate to refill. I miss you. And perhaps that's the cost of loving you in your so desperately mortal form. It's a love I always yearned for, grasped frantically away from the bigoted snarls of the world, away from the judging eyes of the strangers who dare to rip that word, queer, away from us. They call our companionship an affront to God, but under whose wretched halo do they sit themselves? Is this the only way we can achieve such quiet? Our shared existence a mockery of a much-desired truth? If God is real, and if indeed he despises the true nature of that which he created, then what hope of salvation do any of us have except that found in the arms of each other? I am just a queer man, staring into a rock pool. A copy of a copy, a photograph of the past wrapped violently around an ever-aging frame. A parasitic existence at the end of the world, trying to pull things back into focus. Longing for the day I can return to you. Longing for the day I can be made whole again. Longing for the day that the reflection in the rock pool stares back.